The youngest daughter of any family is always the closest to the heart of the father and gets whatever she requests. This tale is no different. The half-sister of the King of Bhutan and the youngest daughter of the former King of Bhutan, Princess Eeuphelma, pulled a surprise wedding on everyone. Not even the people of Bhutan knew about it. It was like a fairy tale love story taken from a novel. Never before has a surprise royal wedding been done in Bhutan. What changed? Why did the princess want a surprise wedding? Was it because she was pregnant? Keep watching to find out. The royal family of Bhutan strengthened their family bond even more with the King of Bhutan's half-sister marrying his brother-in-law. Far away from the prying eyes of the public, the couple tied the knot in a secret ceremony done at Dechincholing Palace in Thimphu, Bhutan's capital. This was not the first time the king and queen siblings were in love and getting married. First, it was Yelma, who was the queen's older sister, who fell in love with the king's brother, Prince Jimedorji Wangchuk. Though it was not a secret, this was. For Princess Eeuphelma's wedding, details of the ceremony were unknown until the very day, and it was only via an Instagram post on the king's page that the world learned of this good news. Still, there were some selected attendees. Every available member of the Bhutanese royal family graced the occasion with their presence to witness yet another marriage union in the family after the former king, King Jigme Singye, gave his blessings for his younger daughter to be married. But it was the wrong time in the world. It was done on October 29th, 2020. 2020 saw COVID-19 spread so widely throughout the world went on lockdown. For Bhutan, of the 750,000 plus population, 346 cases were reported before the wedding month, but there was no reported death. Even though the world stood still and the promise of tomorrow was unknown, the princess and Dasha Thinley were ready to risk it all to be together. This was the only reason known to the public why the wedding was held in secret. Could there be more than what is being said? Maybe. One thing that is really certain is that little was known about the beautiful couple until their union was announced. But did the surprise wedding follow the Bhutan way? Weddings in Bhutan are different from those in the Western world. For a Bhutanese, a wedding ceremony is greatly influenced by the traditions of Buddhism and the unique traditional way of life. Bhutan holds a very distinctive ways of doing things in high esteem and would not have it any other way. In Europe, a simple exchange of vows and rings is enough to be wed, but for Bhutanese, it is much more. For Bhutan, getting the Buddhist monks and lamas involved in performing a whole set of religious rituals to tie the bond between a man and his proposed wife is dearly important. Not only will the monks and lamas unite them, but they will also bless the newlyweds with a lifetime of love, happiness, and prosperity. But this isn't done anywhere, not in the garden, banquet hall, or country club. Oh no. A much more sacred place is needed for a Bhutanese wedding. A traditional Bhutanese wedding takes place in either of these places. One is the Kichu Monastery, and the other is Drukgyal Temple. There are 8 ceremonial rites that will be performed by the Buddhist monk. All these are done on the day of the wedding, the same wedding rites that Princess Eeuphelma and her husband did before they were officially married. Before we get to the rites, we need to first understand who the couple really is behind the camera. Her Royal Highness, Princess Eeuphelma Chodron Wangchuk, was born on June 6, 1993, to the royal family. Her father was the 4th king of Bhutan, King Jigme Singye Wangchuk, and her mother is Queen Mother Ashi Sangay Chodron Wangchuk. Just like the king, Princess Eeuphelma studied in the United States. In 2016, Her Royal Highness graduated from Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., majoring in sociology. Then she returned to Bhutan to serve the people in her own little way. For Her Royal Highness, her focus is on athletes with disabilities. The beautiful princess is the president of the Bhutan Paralympic Committee and represents Bhutan internationally, making sure that Bhutanese athletes with disabilities are able to perform in different global sporting events around the world, not just the Paralympics alone. She and her beloved also share a really thoughtful and caring interest together. Dasha Thinley was born in 1992. Just a year before the princess. He is the son of Yap Shondup Gyalchin and Yum Sonam Choki, as well as the younger brother of Her Majesty, the Gyalchin. Unlike his wife or sister, he didn't study in the United States or the United Kingdom. Dasha studied in India. He graduated from St. Stephen's College at Delhi University. Then he decided to follow in the footsteps of his father and become a pilot. So the princess's beloved trained as a pilot. And when he was qualified, he started flying. Dasha Thinley started flying airplanes for the national airline, Drukair, a year before his wedding. It seems he was learning how to take the princess, his wife, on their dream vacation. Sounds like a plan. The only plan we know about this private couple is that they both planned to become dasoops before they were together. You see, dasoops is a term used in Bhutan to refer to volunteers who serve in various capacities to assist their communities and country. Think of them as a non-profit organization. The word dasoops translates to guardians of peace in English. Before setting out, these volunteers undergo training in areas such as disaster response, community service, and environmental conservation. Dasoops play a crucial role in supporting local communities during emergencies, natural disasters, and other times of need. And this plays an important role in Bhutan, as the mountainous terrain makes them susceptible to landmines, flash floods, earthquakes, and so much more. The princess and her husband embody the spirit of volunteerism and service, contributing to the well-being and development of Bhutanese society. Maybe this was where they first locked eyes. Maybe they met through their volunteer work and found out they were related, or during a family gathering and they were a love match. It still wouldn't matter. What matters is if they're in love, and they certainly are. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe so you can enjoy all of our future ones. Now, back to the lovely love story. The princess and her husband had been dating for a while before they got married, so it was very evident. They had their eyes set on no one but each other, and since the recent decade of royal weddings in Bhutan has been filled with not betrothed but genuine love, filled with marriages, the fourth king of Bhutan would definitely want her youngest daughter to have the man of her dreams, and nothing was going to stop it. Even if the world was coming to an end, they wanted to be married regardless. So in the presence of her father, His Majesty the 4th Duke Gyalpo, and His Holiness the Jokempo, the princess and her beloved became man and wife and were blessed, but not before they completed the important rites. First is the lap song. This is done before the arrival of the couple. The monks appease the local deities for a successful wedding by chanting the mantras while burning incense and making offerings to the local deities. Then, at the arrival of the princess and the groom, the second rite is performed, lighting up the butter lamp. This is done after the couple prostrates 6 times, 3 times at the head lama and 3 times at the main altar. The monks and the head lama would then perform the thricer service. This is the cleansing and purification ritual done to cleanse the soul, mind, and body of the couple before the chung-fed ritual is done, where locally grown brew is offered to the deities. Then the remaining brew is shared by the groom and bride in a traditional wooden bowl called a fob, before the rings are then exchanged. After the ring exchange, the tempeh choco ritual is done. In Bhutan, tempeh is the name of the god of longevity, and the ritual goes along with blessing the newlywed couple for a happy marriage. But the marriage rites are not yet done. Of course, there is no traditional wedding without food, but for Bhutanese, it is done very differently. It is called the zudre. First, the food and fruits are served to the local deities, then to God, and finally to the people in attendance. It is considered improper to refuse or waste the fruits served. To end the ceremony, darnyaga, symbolic 5-color scarves, are presented as an offering to the groom and bride, followed by good wishes for a happy, fulfilling, and prosperous married life. The couple were dressed beautifully, with Princess Eeuphelma shining like a million stars in her traditional red dress, with blue sleeves and stunning embroidery. The wedding wasn't the only big achievement the royal family had that year. The Dragon King and Queen welcomed their second child, Gyaltse Ugyen Wangchuk. For Princess Eeuphelma, little is known about her and her husband. The cry of a baby would be something to share, wouldn't it? Comment down below if you want to learn about the Dragon King and Queen's gorgeous family.